Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Dreamworks Switch to Life. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing everything that we know Dreamworks is coming out with as of February 2025. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Obviously, the first movie that I want to talk about is Dogman because it literally just released in theaters today, as in the day after I'm recording this. So I actually went to an early screening yesterday, watched the movie for myself. It is very good. It's actually a lot better than I expected. Don't worry, I do plan to give an actual review for this movie, most likely this Tuesday. So make sure to ring that notification bell. So with that in mind, I highly recommend that you go see this in theaters. But if you really don't want to do that, you can always wait for it to come to Peacock, which will most likely happen either on or by May 30th. Which is just based off of DreamWorks' previous Peacock release patterns. Then 4 months after that, it's going to be released on Netflix, most likely during the last week of August. So, with that in mind, I don't think you want to wait for this to come to streaming, because also with this movie is a brand new bad guy short film, Little Lies and Alibis, which isn't really much. It's mostly just slapstick humor, and in all honesty, probably isn't important in the grand scheme of the Bad Guys franchise, but I still want people to go and watch it so that they can support theatrical short films, because it's been a long time since we've had one of those before a movie. Also, please keep in mind that this short film will be coming to Blu-ray and DVD and digital version of the Dogman movie, but it's also highly likely, not confirmed, but highly likely that it will not be available on any streaming service whatsoever just because it's a short film. So if you weren't already convinced and that didn't convince you that you should go see Dogman in theaters, then I have no idea what will. Speaking of the bad guys, the next movie I want to talk about is The Bad Guys 2, which will be coming to theaters on August 1st, 2025. And the plot will focus on the bad guys as they try to go good, but nobody really trusts them. And then along comes the bad girls gang, who will convince the bad guys to help them out with one last heist. Honestly, I'm very excited for this movie. It's actually my most anticipated film of 2025. However, it's actually not the next DreamWorks movie. That right goes to the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake, which, for the record, DreamWorks has no involvement with, but it is still being released under their banner, so it's technically an official DreamWorks movie. Despite being a remake, it's actually my most anticipated live-action movie as of right now, and I cannot wait for it to be released on June 13th, 2025. And with that in mind, it's time to move to the next DreamWorks movie I want to talk about, which is Shrek 5. And I have some really bad news. Unfortunately, Shrek 5 got delayed from its release date of July 1st, 2026 to December 23rd, 2026. Yeah, I was not happy about that, but I was even less happy about the fact that the film that took its release date was Minions 3. I am so mad. Why did Universal feel the need to rush a Minions movie instead of waiting till 2027 to release it? Because the way that the schedule is right now, that means we have over a year to wait from one DreamWorks movie to the next DreamWorks movie. Honestly, I really hope that they give us a DreamWorks movie to fill in that gap somewhere along the way. Who knows what it could be? Maybe Boss Baby 3? I don't know, I'm just guessing. That's kind of my guess, but what are your guys's? Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. But with that in mind, the final DreamWorks movie that has a release date is Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. This will be DreamWorks' first live-action animation hybrid. And honestly, I feel like it will be made by the same studio that makes the TV show. They'll just be given a bigger budget so that they can make this longer episode. The plot of the movie is that Gabby is going on vacation to Cat San Francisco with her grandma, but then the dollhouse gets stolen by a crazy cat lady named Vera, so now she has to go on a citywide adventure to try to locate the Gabby cats. The film will be released on September 26, 2025. And with that out of the way, that's all of our movies, so let's move to the TV show side of things. If you couldn't already tell based on the footage in the background, we have a new trailer for Season 11 of Gabby's Dollhouse, which will be released on February 17th, 2025. Unfortunately, we don't know how many episodes this season will have, but something tells me that it will not be the final season because apparently the series was ordered to get over 100 episodes and we're still only on episode 70, which means we have at least 30 episodes left to go. So unless season 11 somehow has 30 episodes, which I highly doubt, we're going to get more seasons. Speaking of shows that are getting future seasons, we also have confirmation and an actual announcement that Jurassic World Chaos Theory has been renewed for Season 3. And while it hasn't actually been confirmed through official means, there's actually an Amazon leak of a junior novelization of Season 3 that indicates that Season 3 will be the final season of Chaos Theory. So with that in mind, I'm very excited to see how the show ends. Sad that it is ending because it's kind of the only mature Dreamworks show that is still going to this day. Now, personally, I think we could see this third season as soon as March, but there are sources out there who say that it will most likely release sometime in May or June. Now, while Chaos Theory Season 3 has been 100% confirmed, something that hasn't been is Mighty Monster Wheelies Season 2. Now, personally, I think it's a 99% certainty that we're going to get another season of Mighty Monster Wheelies just because that's usually how DreamWorks does their production phases. Usually, whenever DreamWorks makes a TV show, they usually order 20 to 26 episodes per production phase. And while there are 26 episodes of Mighty Monster Wheelies, those are really more like 11-minute segments than actual episodes. So we'll probably get a season 2 with another 26 11-minute segments. And after that, I think it's up to viewership whether or not this show gets renewed. But with that in mind, it's time to welcome a brand new show, which is actually the Bad Guys TV show. While this hasn't actually been confirmed or anything, I'm pretty sure that there is a Bad Guys TV show in the works, but I think it was most likely delayed to make room for the Bad Guys 2. After the movie releases, we could get the announcement of a Netflix TV show. And the main reason I say this is because the Bad Guys holiday specials, A Very Bad Holiday and Haunted Heist, were both advertised as a Netflix original series. Why would they call it a series if it's just a couple of short films? And now with TV shows out of the way, it's time to talk about when will The Wild Robot be coming to Netflix. So previously I said that The Wild Robot will release on Peacock in January. Then I said that because it's going back to theaters, it will most likely be delayed till February. Turns out I was wrong about that last part. It was actually released on Peacock on January 24th, 2025, and 4 months after that is May 24th, which means that on May 24th, we will see The Wild Robot come to Netflix. But speaking of, let's move over to Peacock. The only TV show that is still going at Peacock is Fright Crew, except it's possible it might not still be going because the last season was released back in March 2024, and since then we have had no announcement whatsoever about a future season. We don't know if there is a season 3 in production, even though based off the ending of season 2, it's clear the writers intended to leave the door open for season 3. But considering that it's been almost a year since season 2 was released, I think it's a safe bet that this show might have quietly been canceled behind the scenes. Still, I'm gonna keep mentioning it until March rolls around. At that point, it's done. Which means that Peacock needs a new TV show, and luckily they have one in development. The live-action Casper the Friendly Ghost series, which will focus on more of a horror aspect than the friendly aspect of Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Nothing scares an echidna warrior.
Yeah. Do you remember what happened last movie night?
There's no such thing as a friendly ghost.
We don't really know when this series will be released, but it better be soon because otherwise Peacock has no new Dreamworks shows whatsoever. But with that in mind, let's move on to our final streaming service. As of right now, the only TV show that's still going on Peacock is Curses. And right now, Curses has 2 seasons with 20 episodes. While it's not really confirmed whether or not we will get a season 3, chances are we'll have to wait until October because the first season came out in October 2023, the second season in October 2024, so it just makes sense season 3, if it is coming, will happen in October 2025. Luckily, there's another show coming to Apple TV+, that of course being Brick. This is a show that's based off of a bunch of collectible dolls, and it will be a musical-focused series, so think the Trolls franchise. We don't know when this show is coming out, and we don't know how many seasons it will have, but we do know that the first season will have 13 episodes in total. And that's it for our TV shows, so it's time to move to Universal Theme Park, which is Universal Epic Universe. And the main reason I'm talking about this is the How to Train Your Dragon land, the Isle of Berk, which is going to open to the public on May 22nd, 2025. And that's it for everything we have coming from DreamWorks Animation. So to recap, out right now in theaters, we have The Bad Guys, Little Lies and Alibis, which is a short film that is playing in front of a movie, Dogman, which just barely released today. Then on February 17th, we will have Gabby's Dollhouse Season 11 coming to Netflix. After that, on May 22nd, Universal Epic Universe will open to the public, and with it, How to Train Your Dragon, The Isle of Berk. Speaking of, the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake will be released in theaters on June 13th, 2025. Then we'll have The Bad Guys 2 released on August 1st, 2025, followed by Gabby's Dollhouse the movie on September 26th, 2025, and sadly, over a year later, the next DreamWorks movie will be Shrek 5 on December 23rd, 2026. Kind of a while to wait, so with that in mind, feel free to comment down below what movie you think should be released in between that gap. Personally, I think it's one of 2 things, Boss Baby 3 or a brand new original film. Most likely Mice and Mystics, but still. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments section, and if you guys want to support the channel, consider joining my membership program by clicking the join button down below or going to my channel page, or you can just do the free option and subscribe. But with that in mind, I hope that you're all staying safe out there, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be a review of the brand new Dogman movie. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye-bye.
Por aquí no. Toca.